Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and you're tuned in to Madden 18 on EA Sports. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Today we have an exciting matchup between two teams looking to perform on a big stage. It's the Eagles going up against the Cowboys.
All right, we appreciate it, Larry. It's our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was it. It's a tradition that began in 1966, and off we go on a Thanksgiving afternoon in Dallas. This one fielded at the 5. Oh, good move. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. And out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 21. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that first drive, pick-6.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game, getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick-6. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
One thing rookies need to learn at this level, and quick, make a cut, be decisive, and go. Because in college, you could dance around and wait for a hole to open because you're probably a better athlete than most of the guys on the field, but not on the NFL level.
And the offense moving in the wrong direction here now as they face a 2nd and 12. Back to throw here. And his throw here's incomplete. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
Yeah, the Eagles will go with an extra DB here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd.
Thinking pass all the way.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Eagles will have it taking over 1st and 10. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback. Throwing on first down. Cook looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Jansen. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They established the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
6 yards here to go for the offense on second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. Shifty footwork gets him a little extra on the play. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with third down coming up. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And this is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
And now here's a carry heading left. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
What do you think, Brandon? I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Now back to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Well, let's see here, Charles. He was sacked 6 times last week. Now a first-quarter sack. What's going on in his mind?
Well, he's thinking to himself, 5 offensive linemen. I got sacked 6 times last week. Let's start thinking about keeping extra people in. Tight end stays in. If I have a fullback or the running back, they stay in and help me block. Maybe not as many receivers in a pattern. Anything to try and slow down that pass rush.
And the O-line will have to do a better job protecting here on 3rd down after that sack. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Pulled in at the 24. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And out will come the offense as they take over. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three.
And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. To throw on second down. Cook caught left side. It's Beckham. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. The reception good for 7. It's third down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
To throw on third down. Cook. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll be fourth down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. You know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, you know, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety. So troubles here offensively. I tell you, the noise in this dome, that has got to make it harder for these guys to hear.
Sometimes I find myself shouting up here. But you're right. If you can't communicate well or get off the snap count properly, it can cause big problems, and this qualifies as a big problem.
And remember, following the safety, you give the football up as well, and they free kick it from the 20 now. Taking it about the 16. And out now come the Eagles. And this is their third drive. Maybe the focus right now not so much on points, but getting their first down.
And when you start off a game, you don't even think that's an issue, do you? But you go a drive, a second drive, no first down, that becomes an issue. Now you got to think about, okay, what type of play calling do I have to do to get us in a spot to pick that first one up?
On first down, Cook, and his throw is incomplete. And the big meat on the D-line, we'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be an offensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
Second down now after the incompletion. Throwing again. Cook. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. On third down, Cook. He finds Beckham complete. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. This guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now a handoff here to his running back. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Well, forget about finding a lane there. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Probably fortunate he was able to hold on to the football.
Now a handoff looking right. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. To throw. Cook. And that is incomplete.
As my dad used to tell me all the time, when you're getting ready to play a big-time game, especially when you have one going into a dome setting, better strap it up tight because that crowd can really affect things.
Especially on 3rd downs like the one we just saw there with the incompletion. The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4. And this defensive line will be looking to control the point of attack.
And that's what they've done throughout this season. This is a terrific unit. They play together very, very well, and they don't permit big plays to happen.
Second down to the offense in search of 6 yards. He'll look to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. And give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
On 3rd down, that's Crawford. And he's going to be out of bounds right at the 40. A gain of 13 and also the 1st down.
Give them a lot of credit. They ended up running the ball on a key 3rd down situation. They were staring 3 and out in the face and found a way to flip the script and keep the ball moving on offense.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. On 1st down, they'll run it on the draw play. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. In a word, I would say productive, finding the end zone 3 different times.
Is it possible that you're really underselling it? 3 touchdowns, just going to call him productive?
Right. What do you want?
This guy had a nose for the end zone.
He was good.
Had a snoot full, didn't he? How about that? Big-time game. Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front?
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. The Cowboys on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. They'll drop to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it 4th down. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
So we're through a quarter here on Thanksgiving Day. 9-0 our score. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin as it is Cowboy football to begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. So far they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now sometimes if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
Throwing to start the drive. Cook, his throw incomplete. 2nd down here after the incomplete pass.
Here we go. Green 39.
Now they try the right side here. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
As a guy carrying the ball, your eyes are going to direct your feet, and you're hoping they carry you to the open spaces. But it's awfully difficult at times because you have so many things you have to look out for. Where's the line blocking? Where's the traffic coming from? Tough to find open spots.
A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. 1st and 10. Cook punches with a catch over the middle. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw. Well, we're not playing 3 yards in the cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football, because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
They'll run it now out of the gun. A great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps them pick up the first. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
And Brandon, you know that expression, he just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL, and all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
On 2nd down, they'll try and run the counter. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down at 6.
After watching that play and result, I go back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator, Brandon, before the game and said, how are you going to move the ball running it against the #1 defense? He gave us no indication, didn't tip his hand at all, so we have to see how this unfolds as this game moves along.
To throw on 3rd down, Cook. It's caught, Beckham. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. A good pickup there at 22.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
On 1st down, they'll run it on the draw play. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. And his kick is good. And that will bump up the lead again to 12-0. So they get 3. They were hoping for 6. An unlucky number 13 play drive.
Well, you go to the sideline after putting 3 points on the board, happy, but you wanted to be ecstatic. You wanted to have 6 on the board. On the opposite sideline, though, the defense, I think they're high-fiving each other, only giving up 3 after letting them run that much offense.
Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground. That hasn't been the case so far in this game, so maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Let's go! Blue Lightning! Blue Lightning!
Gonna give this time to the tailback. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
And while there is no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window, and they've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game. We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line is just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. Well, look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's hoping to get it going. They're hoping to get him going, too. You know, he's about ready to pop one here in the second quarter. He's hoping.
And his offensive line teammates, they want to get one of those, too, because they want to continue to run the football. Most offensive linemen like that part of the game better than pass protection because they're not taking blows, they're actually dealing them out. So what they want to do is show the coaches, hey, if we pop one, we're having success. That way they won't go away from the running game.
He'll be hoping to pop one, break one here this go-around. They run a draw here on second down. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a third and about 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Let's go! Green 39!
From the gun on third down, Cook. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on third down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Now a handoff as they run left side. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. Pretty shifty footwork, but didn't buy him much. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Looking to throw on second down. Cook over the middle, complete. That's Jansen. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Two minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. Back now, as I search for my cue card here, there we go. Coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis from our first half of play.
Well read.
Yeah, thank you. Throwing on first down. Cook. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
To throw on second down. Cook. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. The Eagles send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to bounce that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
And that is incomplete. So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. A bullet throw, but incomplete. Out now comes the Cowboys punter, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. 6-yard return after a punt of 48. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And, you know, their previous possession, they were able to move the football, but still wound up punting in the end.
You know, in 2016, Carolina had a 20-play drive that lasted over 10 minutes. And remember how it ended?
In a punt.
Yeah, I mean, how does that happen? You just don't see that happen every day.
This one maybe not quite that bad, but still, you'd like to have a chance for points if you hold the football that long.
Agreed.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Operating from the gun, Cook. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. I think this crowd not really sure what to make of things. Their guys have not looked very good. Their leader here at the top, he hasn't looked that great either.
And most of the time you hear guys talk about how they don't let the crowd affect them or they block it off. Well, that's not really fully true, because a lot of the times you ride the wave of emotion with a crowd when it's positive for you. In this case, they've got to find a way to shake it off and at least get something done to maybe put the crowd back on their side.
Absolutely. Give these guys something to cheer about. So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set to resume the action.
Here we go now. 3-19.
And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
The Cowboys on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Detroit!
Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. That one goes for 24 yards.
So how do you beat man coverage? First of all, you want to be a superior receiver, but you know something, that guy who's covering you, he's usually pretty good too. So the corner route is usually a great spot to get it done.
First down now, but that clock rolling. They'll look to throw now on first down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. And this is back to a 5-point game. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we've hit halftime on Turkey Day here in Dallas as we send you over to our headquarters in Orlando, where we check in with Larry Ridley for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. The Cowboys trail at home at halftime. The Eagles have come in and looked good as the road team. And we'll just keep trying to play hard and maintain the lead going forward. All right, let's do it. Here's a look at the first half highlights. 1st and 10, the pass ends up being picked off. Eagles will end up returning it for a TD as they get out to a 7-0 lead. Midway through the first, Dockery's going to push his way to the QB here. This will go for a loss of 7. That takes the lead up to 9. We move late into the second. Under duress, and the pass is picked off. Bailey's the one who makes the pick to give a boost to his defense. Offense out now following the INT. They'll look to the end zone here, and a quick 3-play drive ends with a score. The Cowboys down now by 5. That'll do it from here in Orlando. Let's get you back out to Dallas as we hand things over to Brandon Guy.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Out come the Eagles now as he'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Looking to throw on second down. Cook. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The Eagles on third down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he won't get to the markers. They're going to stop it for a second straight play right at the line of scrimmage.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
The Eagles send out their punter now. He's been terrific so far. Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out if that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. On first down, they'll run it on the draw play. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Now how about that call handed to the big guy in that situation? Normally you think of him as a real short yardage runner, but in this case they trust him to get a few more yards than that. I remember an old New York Giants quarterback, a Super Bowl winning quarterback, telling me he loves offense coordinators who call the plays with a little bit of abandon.
And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And he'll be tackled right on the midfield logo. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
And that's a nice gain by him on first down, picking up some key yardage.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Well, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other factors they'd have to look at to try and help out, but you're exactly right. It starts with the O-line.
The Cowboys on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
I think that was a pretty good read right there. They caught him in zone defense and went to the hitch. And because they're in zone, that creates a natural space between the defenders and the receiver, able to get it to him quickly and let him get upfield.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Just 1 yard to go here on 2nd down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. So after that stop, you know that 3rd down is not a gimme if you're on the offensive team. So what are you going to do? Run it again, or maybe you go play action and try and throw the ball and pick up the necessary yardage. And they give this time to the tailback. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run. Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. They'll run it now out of the gun. This will go for 5 up to the 33. Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one. 2nd down following the run. From the gun, Cook throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. And on 3rd down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back.
Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
But this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And when you're running the football, one thing you don't want to see is a big boy coming up there to swallow you whole in those D tackles and nose tackles.
No, you're actually counting on your big boys to protect you from them. But on that play, the defensive tackle had the leverage, and he won the battle. No gain, correct?
No gain. The Cowboys on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 8. And can you believe it? It's a second safety in this ball game. So troubles here offensively. I tell you, the noise in this dome, that has got to make it harder for these guys to hear.
Sometimes I find myself shouting up here. But you're right. If you can't communicate well or get off the snap count properly, it can cause big problems, and this qualifies as a big problem.
After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick. This is brought in at the 21. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
They go play action here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now a handoff here to his running back. And not much room there, so he'll get it up only to about the 21. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. Throwing on 3rd and long. Cook. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's able to get out to the 32. Brought down there. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This will be fielded at the 17. It's a 49-yard punt, but subtract 9 there for the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
And some room to work. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
So much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
Back to throw. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
The Cowboys on third down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
Let's go!
They'll run it now out of the gun. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to kick it away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. We're on to the 4th here on Thanksgiving Day. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports as we are set to bring you the home stretch here, the 4th quarter. In not great starting field position here for the offense. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. 2nd down, 8. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Here we go now.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll take this one up to about the 13. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try to move forward.
And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And out will come the offense as they take over. And out now come the Cowboys. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Call it a gain of 5, and that'll make it 2nd down. Five yards left for the offense. It's 2nd down.
All right, here we go. Blue, landing.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This is 3rd and 8.
Blue, landing. Blue, landing.
They'll set up a throw. And a quick throw here. That's complete. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. He needed a yard. He didn't get anything. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. Being just short of midfield, they decide to take a crack at it on fourth down. They don't come through.
Sometimes it's just showing confidence in your defense. You know that they're good, and they'll take care of you. A lot of coaches during the week will announce to their team, we're going to be aggressive, guys. We're going to go for it. Hey, defense, you got me? A little bit of a challenge to them to see if they'll pick up the rest of the team.
We'll see how they respond now.
That was a really nice play, able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. But he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, fourth quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on third down. Looking to throw. Cook. Wide open receiver complete. Well, he's taken down, but not before picking up the first thanks to a flashy little spin move. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Now a play fake here on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a third down and long.
Here we go. Green, 39.
Throwing on third and long. Cook. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
And now here come the Cowboys. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
Detroit!
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Let's go! Green, 39.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Back to throw now on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Second down now after the sack.
Hurry up, here we go.
They'll set up to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they'll get him down here at the 23. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll be 3rd and 10 now. They'll look to throw here. And he fires one, but incomplete. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Eagles offense back out onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Here we go now. Green.
Back to throw. Cook. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. Pushing his way through. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. He's back to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Atkins. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. The Cowboys looking to get going again in a hurry. They'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Cowboys looking to get going again in a hurry. Back to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Here we go. Green 39.
Back to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Figuring they're going for it on 4th down. Remember, though, they do have all 3 timeouts, so even if they don't get it, all is not lost.
Yeah, normally in this situation, when you're talking about having to go for it, everything is in this play. But as you noted, with those 3 timeouts, they actually have a little bit of a safety net.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
All right, here we go.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he's going to get this one down right to the edge of the red zone of the chalk of the 20. Give him 27 yards that time. Looking to throw. Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll be 3rd down. The Cowboys looking to get going again in a hurry. He'll drop to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down.
False start, offense.
Now, 4th and short, had your offense out there. That one stings.
And you know something? Your options change dramatically. Not only is it tougher to go for it, but what if you decided just to line up and try and draw them off sides? If you did it on 4th and short, you could pick up the cheap first down. Now, you still won't get a first down even if you do exactly the same thing.
And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Eagles are likely going to win it. So that's the 2nd time this game they've given it up on 4th down. They're now 1 for 3 on 4th down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right? They continue to go for it on 4th down. Give the defense a lot of credit, though. They've stopped them 2 out of 3 times. Usually, you have 4th down plays that you have dialed up and ready to go and you think are going to be successful. Not so far in this game.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. The Eagles in the victory formation as they take a knee. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Philadelphia, they keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 8-3 on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week, where they take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for Dallas, they've fallen out of things now as they sink to 3-8. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots. So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say so long, everybody.